ILY. Welcome back to What Are You Jamming? I'm your host, Chris Owen. What Are You Jamming, if you're new, is a podcast where I talk to musicians, get their story, get their perspective, have a good little chat, and I end the review with What Are You Jamming? Today, we're rolling with Caleb from Hey I LY. I didn't know this guy before, but we clicked immediately. Like, we're probably going to be friends forever immediately. Honestly, whoever needs to couch crash on while we're touring, my only is basically his now. We talk about music, emo, underground chaos, gear, songwriting influences, and live shows. His band mixes pop punk, hardcore emo, and Nintendo-core weirdness with lyrics that are sometimes fun, sometimes real, the kind of stuff that sneaks up on you. And of course, as with every episode, the grand finale is always the same. What are you jamming? You're listening to Disconnected now, and let's get into it. Hey, Kay, why don't you introduce everyone's listening? Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Caleb, and I play guitar, and I sing for a band called Hey I LY.
Yeah. So, how's it going? You're in St. Paul right now, right?
Yeah, in October, we just came up on 1 year of living in St. Paul. So yeah, things are going really well here. It's the scene here is super great, and we're really stoked to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Many great bands and musicians and just art people all around. It's super great. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. We're just getting out of sort of a cold spell here. Yesterday, like Saturday, the low was 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're in Kansas City, but I'm originally from Texas, so so I've been here about 8 years. I moved here with my wife, and yeah, so I'm just kind of still acclimating to the cold after being in Texas for a while, ever since most of my life. Can I get a peek at your home setup? Like, what you got? Tangled cables, broken pedals, or anything else you got over there?
So actually, I'm in my partner's house,
Oh, you know, oh,
which
you know, you can just tell me about it. You don't have to show me.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
There, my rig that I use for Hey I LY is a bunch of like I don't have like power supply, like actual like good power supplies for my pedals or anything. I just have like
Yeah.
one spots and like
Mhm.
so like when I set up on stage and like I don't really have a pedal board per se. I just have like a bunch of different like cables going in and out, and it's like genuinely a mess.
Just
It
a
is funny that
chain.
you asked me
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's just a real. And every time I'm setting up on stage, uh, I feel like I get judged by all the sound people. They're like, what is this guy doing?" Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's I need to figure something else out, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I have a pedal board, but I keep buying pedals and I've run out of space on my pedal board. And I've, experimented with different chains and stuff like that. I just, I can't get into fuzz pedals, dude.
really.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a big muff guy, and I, I, I know I could use, like plugins on any sort of software, but I just, for some
It's
reason,
not the same. It's
no,
not the same.
it's not the same. Glad to hear.
I'm a huge fuzz guy. I love fuzz.
So, let's get into your own influences real quick. Who or what made you want to pick up an instrument instead of just yelling at the radio?
Um, so I discovered that I actually enjoyed music for real when I
Uh-huh.
discovered Gorillaz when I was in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
That band was huge for me as a kid. So that's what got me into like music creation.
Mhm.
And then the thing that made me pick up a guitar was Johnny Greenwood of Radiohead.
Oh, for sure.
Uh, you know, this you like doesn't have the best beliefs in the world, but I I just was obsessed with the way he made his guitar sound really fucked up and weird.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I want to be able to do that. Well, little did I know that you kind of have to also be good at guitar in order to do
Yeah.
that. So like, I was like, well, I guess I have this thing, and first I have to fucking get good at guitar before I can do any of that shit. So yeah, Johnny Greenwood. Um, and then I got eventually like I got into Joy Division, which
Yeah,
led me to
sure.
like underground bands,
Uh-huh.
which the pipeline still confuses me when I try and think about it, but somehow I went from Joy Division being my favorite band ever to discovering like American Football
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah,
At the
dude.
Drive-In
Yeah.
and Sunny Day Real Estate and like those like classic legendary emo bands.
I would think
And
that
that's that
there's a pretty adjacent, like those things if you're listening to Joy Divisions, especially if you're you find the girls listening to Joy Division, they'll turn you on to the other stuff because that's you
It's
want to
all
know.
sad. It's all sad music.
And we're all sad people.
Yeah, exactly.
Millennials and Gen
Um,
Z are just the saddest people on the planet. So
exactly. Yeah. So that's how I got into like emo music, and then
yeah,
I got
dude.
into like weird emo music, which is when like Your Arms When a Cocoon and like Weather Day and Glass Beach was coming around. But yeah, I go through a lot of different influences like all the time.
Yeah.
Um, which is why I think like, why I try and be eclectic when I write for Hey I Love You is because like
I
I'm trying
can't
to do
stop.
like,
Yeah, we'll talk about that
yeah,
in a little bit.
yeah,
um,
I'm really excited. Yeah. So those are my main influences. I'd say is the more recent ones. Los Campesinos,
oh sure, yeah.
uh, Johnny Foreigner,
Uh-huh.
a great band. You gotta check them out if you
Okay.
haven't. And Jeff Rosenstock
Oh,
are
dude,
like,
I'm wearing Jeff Rosenstock shirt right now.
that's
Elmo.
so awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Anamanaguchi too.
Yeah, yeah.
Anamanaguchi was actually the first band I ever got into because when I was 13, I played Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
whoa, this is cool. But I didn't
So
really
how
discover that like, oh, go ahead.
yeah, so how old are you? Just so I can get an idea.
I just turned 25 in
Oh, okay.
October.
So I'm
Yeah.
39, but so we're a little bit different, but yeah. I think it's the first time I said my age on this podcast. There we go. But
Hmm. Well, hey, I
so
did not know you were 39. You look great.
thanks, man. I'm glad to hear it. If I took my hat, you might think differently. I started losing my hair when I was 30, and it just destroyed me. But uh, what are bands you used to worship that now make you kind of cringe? That you like, kind of like you like maybe play them
Oh,
alone, but like you don't
that's a
want
that's a great question. I was a huge fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers
to. Sure.
in the day. Like, I loved Red Hot Chili Peppers, and so like that. I yeah, I sometimes I still put on like that Californication record is
Oh,
still a banger.
dude, it's still a banger. You can say what you want about anything else, but there are some bangers on that record for sure. Uh,
I love that. And also Rage Against the Machine I was super into.
oh, dude, no, I've
Like,
said that. That's not cringy for me. Rage with the fucking shit, dude.
it's so good. The Sleep Now on the Fire riff is like
Oh, dude,
so
it's one of the
good.
first riffs I learned on electric guitar. I was like, yeah, this is kind of easy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like when I first started playing guitar, I feel like every guitar player has a phase where they try and listen to anything that has a guitar in it.
yeah,
So
sure.
like for me, I was like really big into radio rock, like Rage Against the Machine and Red Hot Chili
Yeah, sure.
Peppers and
Uh huh.
all that nonsense. And I was like, basically any of that now I look back on and I'm like, it just like I don't know. It just doesn't hit the same, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't. Like, I mean, I was a big fan of Nirvana growing up. I
Yep.
that first saw like a riff that I showed people like you learn to be talking about play the smells like Teen Spirit riff. Obviously, just done did it, and that's the way. But yeah. So let's get into gear. What is your rig look like? Like, what's your guitar? Like, is there something you need? It's
So
essential.
the guitar doesn't really matter for me.
Hmm.
Like, I go through a lot of guitars just because I love guitars so much. So I cycle through them a lot.
Yeah.
The thing that matters to me is I have this big ass pedal called a Boss GT8, and it's just a giant, shitty multi effects pedal.
Yeah.
Um, and it's huge. It's like giant, and that's like that and I have a Sun Life pedal going into that.
Uh-huh.
Um, and the Sun Life pedal is probably the most important part of my sound. I just love like rat type distortion.
Yeah, sure.
Just like because it gets really unruly, and
Mhm.
I love like a little bit of noise, in
Yeah.
my music.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's
And
got everything's gotta have fuzz for me, like
yeah, I love fuzz so much. That's probably like Dinosaur Jr. influence on me is like I
oh,
love
yeah.
fuzz. And
Mhm.
so the distortion on the life pedal is all the way up and then the filter is all the way down. So you're getting like I'm getting like the brightest like fucked up sound that I can going into
Yeah,
that Boss GT8 pedal.
yeah.
Um and yeah, that's what and then yeah, I'm playing because my sound, I'm constantly trying to chase like a doom metal sound.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, yeah, you could try, like, a metal muff, but that
Yeah,
wouldn't work.
yeah,
Yeah.
did you see they just came out with the Big Muff 2?
Yeah, I did, and I'm scared to try it because I want so much. I have 3 muffs. I have the little muff, have big muff, then I have the Russian, green, muff, big muff, and I love that one so much.
The Russian one has been on my bucket list for a long time. I really want that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my rig though.
so
Right now I'm playing. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh, right now I'm just playing a Guild Pelora, which is like their version of an SG.
Yeah.
Which I've never been an SG guy, but my friend D from Haunt Dog was like, "Do you want to buy this?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I bought it on our last tour, and it's great.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, I mean, I got I have a Gibson Les Paul Studio, a Telecaster, Fender America Pro Telecaster, which is the most good expensive guitar I own. I'm almost scared to play it. And and a phone Sheraton too, which is like the first guitar bought with my own money, not with like my parents gave me whatever. And so, but yeah, I don't ever really talk about like give my rig that often, but yeah, I play it pretty often, and, but yeah, uh, the guild, you like that guild? Sounds good to you?
yeah, the Guild Pelora is fantastic. I had a Guild Surfliner before that,
Yeah.
and I posted. I was like, "This Guild guitar is awesome." That's when D was like, buy another Guild guitar," and I was like, "Fuck yes, I will." Shout out Guild. Guild, if you're listening, hit your homeboy
Sponsor,
up.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
is there any guild of the gear that you bought that you're like, "Man, fuck this thing, I can get rid of it as soon as possible?"
Yes, many times because I just will acquire guitars. I was gonna say buy, but I don't always
Yeah,
buy it. Sometimes people are just like, "Here," and I'm like,
yeah,
"Fuck yeah."
yeah,
And I'm trying to think of if there's anything specifically. I had like an Epiphone Les Paul thing that was gray and sparkly, and I just
yeah,
couldn't get down with it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that was not my thing. I had Squire has this guitar called a Supersonic, which is like
mhm,
a Jaguar that's like backwards.
yeah,
And have you ever? Do you know who Terra Melos is?
yeah, yeah.
So Nick Reinhardt from Terra Melos plays Supersonics, and I
I'm gonna
was
tell you a funny story about him in just a second.
oh really? That's
Yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, it was so
But so he plays those, so I was like, I'm gonna get one, and so I got one, and I don't know if it was just the one that I had or if it's all of those, but like it just didn't stay in tune for shit, and uh, it like yeah, I just like it was so bright and punchy, and I accidentally broke it because I threw it into my guitar amp. During well, oh, I mean, I threw it on purpose, but I didn't
Oh,
want
yeah,
it to
you're like,
break.
"Fuck
But
this thing."
that happens a lot during Hey ILY shows. We have kind of got a
Reputation for that?
reputation. Yes, thank you. A reputation for breaking things. But you know what? It
Yeah.
happens.
So I used to do a podcast called Record Night with my buddy Ryan. What we do is we pick a theme at random and we each pick a record based on that theme. And every now and then we had guests come on. And so uh, I reached out to Nick Reinhardt and I gave the concept of the show. It's like what we do is we each bring a record, we play like a clip of it, like a compilation clip of it, and then we just uh, go through the track by track. I thought it was interesting because Ryan will always bring something that's fucking wild. I try to do something fucking wild, and I always love hearing musicians what they're listening to, hence the show. So I could reach out to Nick Reinhardt, and he refused to do the show.
Really?
He was like, "I don't get it. Like, how would it be fun to listen to?" I was like, "Yeah, I know it's a little bit hard to listen to what we're giving you, but he just didn't want to do it. Not that I don't blame him, man. But like he can big time all he wants. I like Terry Bells quite a bit, but
that's that's crazy that he wasn't like, "Oh, no, thank you." He was like, "No." Like, he
yeah.
was like
He was saying, "I don't know, it'd be fun to listen to him." Like, I will fun listening to you talk to us, but whatever. Like, I understand that if we were to say these are the list of records to listen to, that would be homework for him. But whatever. Nick, if you're listening, I'll talk to you anytime you want to now. But
he I love listening to interviews that he's on. He just seems like a great he's such a good conversationalist, you know?
oh yeah, yeah. Much better than I am, honestly. But yeah, he talks about I remember we talked about Terry Miller's record. He has a song about Pell that's broken. And he loves how it was
Yes.
broken, but then he came back fixed and he was upset about it, which I get, man. So let's talk a bit about your video game influence. Some of the sounds on Hey I Love You are very Nintendo core. I think that was on your Instagram. So, like when you're like, what influences the bleeps and bloops that you put in here? Like, what made you want to put all that the sound in there?
I I think this is actually a really good question. It was like, because I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, why do I do that?
Hmm.
And I think it's just like it has this nostalgia to me that, for me personally, makes the music more impactful, which I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
is like, I think it's really interesting because like I didn't really grow up like I did by the time I was born, I think the PS2 was pretty close to coming out because I was born like 2000. So like
Yeah.
I wasn't really like born at the time of like, the NES and like the
Hmm.
chiptune era, but
Yeah.
I for some reason preferred that over like a PS2. I
Yeah.
wanted a 64, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um and so like I have a huge nostalgia for those kind of sounds from like the NES and whatnot. And I think it it just makes the music resonate more with me. Uh and I think it also makes the music resonate more with people who also have a soft spot for that kind of thing, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Um, so it's super cool to think about it like that. Yeah.
So, I've listened to an interview that you did with a radio station 3 months ago, but you mentioned Earthbound's your favorite game.
Yes.
Thank you for fucking love Earthbound so much. It's just, oh man, oh, man, I'm glad to hear it because it also has such great music. You know,
The Earthbound music is fantastic. I love
yeah,
how weird it is. It's so
yeah.
good.
I wish they'd go ahead and localize Mother 4 so we can get that on
I
over
want
here.
that so bad. I would honestly like, I don't know, I'd do something crazy for Mother 3 localized.
Yeah.
I'd do something
The
crazy.
there's a thing online, I think the studio is starmy.net. They actually have a ROM where they you have a homebrew class. I don't know how Nintendo has not shut it down because you can still get it. But I kind of want to play it on the controller as the
It
computer.
is
So
it is crazy because like Nintendo is notorious for shooting anything down.
yeah, yeah. So this is a good question. If your next album was a game, what kind of game would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. It
If
probably it probably would be like an Undertale, Earthbound
yeah,
type RPG. Even though I don't even play RPGs that much, I think our music would fit kind of an RPG type deal.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think it'd probably be like an RPG.
yeah.
Like,
What are you playing right now?
right now, me and Gunner, who is the basis of Hey I Love You, we're
Hmm.
playing Castle Crashers,
Okay.
um, which is like an indie game made by a company called Behemoth.
Hmm.
Um, Playing Castle Crashers. Uh, I think the most recent game that I beat was Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, he's got. Oh fuck, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a great game.
Yeah, yeah.
Another great soundtrack. That's a
Mhm.
game that I started a bunch as a kid, but I never finished. So when
Yeah.
I finally did, I felt super accomplished. I was like,
Yeah, that's all
"Fuck
it's
yes!"
way harder than you think it's gonna be.
It's so fucking hard. It's so fucking hard.
Um, so let's get into the name. Hey, I love you. Like, how did that name come about? Like, and what was the impetus for the band, I guess?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the name "Hey I Love You," I just knew that I had a band that I wanted to do, and I had like a well, not very specific aesthetic in mind, but I did have like an aesthetic in mind, and I wanted to be like cute and nostalgic and
Mhm.
like internet esque.
Yeah.
And I had a few names. The idea for the name was like a text that you would send someone on like a
Yeah.
2008 like BlackBerry.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and, and so I had like a few ideas, and I was shooting them around to my friend Scarlett, and she was like, why don't you, what, I think it should be," she was like immediately like, "It has to be this one." And it was "Hey, I Love You." And yeah, I think that it fits. I think it fits super well.
Yeah,
Um,
it definitely fits into, like, someone that can hear your name and get an idea what you sound like, but, even then, if someone said I know that they sound like one, you have no clue. Because
Well, I
So
appreciate that. Yeah,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
Um, good question. And like, let's say you have a coworker and they've heard you're in a band and they go, "What do you guys sound like?" What do you tell them?
Ooh, that's um it depends on if it's like a coworker who like I know isn't really into music beyond like a cursory level, I'll say
Yeah,
something like, "Oh, it's like punk rock."
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you
That's
know?
a great way to put it.
Yeah, and like
Oh,
usually that like weeds out like if you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to like if you don't like punk
yeah,
rock, you're not going to enjoy Hey ILY, I don't think.
yeah, yeah,
But you know, sometimes like if they're like, "Oh wait, that is interesting," then they will check it
yeah.
out.
Yeah, there are people out there I realize that don't listen to the same music that you and I do. Like I get excited about album releases. Like that used to my life almost revolves around them. and so um and so I listen to music on that way. But there are people out there that they just don't really care about it and I don't understand it.
I've always thought about that. I'm always like, because I am obsessed with music and I love like shows like this where like,
yeah.
you know, musicians talk about, and I'm like basically like, it's like there are three things that I consume, and it's music, gear, like music gear videos, and
yeah.
then like musicians talking about music. Like those are the three things that I consume
Yeah.
constantly.
That's on my
So it is
TikTok feed. That'll all be a guitar video. So
exactly. So it is interesting to think about like just trying to put myself in the shoes of someone who like doesn't care about that, you know?
yeah, yeah. So, you moved a year ago, I guess, and like I guess the record came out. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I heard a click over here. Um, so your record came out about a year ago. Hey, I Loathe You, and that's about the time you moved to St. Paul. You'd say it's about the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the biggest difference between Billings and St. Paul for music and like? See, I know it's much bigger, but like, what's different?
There there are so I mean, this makes sense 'cause it's way bigger, but there are
Hmm.
so many more bands. And Billings, like, there were, like, you know, there wasn't, like, a shortage of bands, but there was probably, like, 10 or 12, like, in Billings alone that, like, um which is, like, in St. Paul and Minneapolis, you know, because 'cause they're the Twin Cities, there's just
Yeah.
so much so many bands, and the music's way different too. A lot of the Billings scene ended up being like this like weird redneck metal thing, or like folk
Cowpunk.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that
yeah.
kind of thing, or like folk music. Um, and like there was a lot like so many great bands. You know, so like there's a band called Family Annihilator from
Mm,
Billings. They're fantastic. There's a band called Bull Market from Billings, one of my favorite bands. There's a band from Bozeman, which is like 2 hours away from
yeah,
Billings, called
yeah.
Charia. And they're like an emo band. They were probably like my favorite uh, Montana band.
Yeah.
But in the Twin Cities, there's just so many great bands and musicians, and there's a lot more music experimentation. I think here there's a lot more weird musical stuff going on, and Hey I Love You just feels really at home here. I think.
So how
Yeah,
do shows feel different?
shows feel way different. Yeah, I mean, you know, in Billings, it was mostly just like you'd get like the same like 15 people showing up to a show, which
Yeah.
I really appreciate.
Yeah, of course.
Uh, but like here, like you play a show and it's like there's like 200 people there that were not at the show you played last month. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Um, and one thing that I've noticed here is that like there are there are certain bands who just get these huge fan bases that are only in the Twin Cities,
Oh, wow.
which is super awesome. I've seen there's a band that we'll talk about later when we talk about when I've been jamming, but
Yeah.
they sell out like 150 cap venues basically every time they play, which is just such a crazy thing to me to be able to do. And it's like usually like all local shows, you know, they're
Yeah,
like
sure.
it's an all local gig, and it's just so awesome. That's so cool to see.
So let's be honest. What's one thing Billings does better than St. Paul?
Ooh, that's a great question. I I honestly love and I kind of miss how slow Billings is. You know,
Mhm.
like it feels like after a certain time, everyone in Billings is asleep. Whereas Twin Cities, that is not the case. Like you could
Yeah.
leave your house at like 2 in the morning and they're still like you're like, whoa, it's as if I'm like leaving at peak traffic times. You know, it's crazy. I kind of miss how slow and not relaxed because Billings, there's a lot of crime in Billings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just miss how slow it was.
Yeah, so, we went to I was involved in the punk rock scene in Dallas when I lived in Texas, and, moving from here to Tennessee, I actually love the slow down pace of it. Like
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
yeah, because 'cause I'm fucking tired of Dallas too, but, I wanna go when I come back home, I do visit. Um, so let's talk a little about songwriting. When a song starts, what comes first, lyrics, melody, or do you just fucking, just mix it up and figure it out?
Usually it depends. When I'm writing lyrics, I actually don't usually write to my own music.
Mhm.
What I'll do is I'll listen to a different song and I'll kind of write lyrics to a song that already exists.
Yeah, yeah,
Um and then I'll apply those lyrics to a song that I wrote
yeah.
instrumentally after the fact. But usually what will happen is like I don't know, it's kind of different all the time. Uh Whenever we have, like, a more hook-driven song,
Mhm.
usually those come out of, just having, like, a melody in my head and then
Yeah.
working around that melody, but sometimes when we get into, like, our more eclectic songs, then that's totally like I sit down and I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to write," like, let's say, like, I'm going to write a thrash metal song, and I sit down and do that, but um, yeah, and then also a lot of times we have songs that just stem from just fucking around
Yeah.
and being like accidentally writing a really sweet riff and then like doing stuff around. So there's a lot of different ways that "Hey I Love You" music gets written. Um, yeah, and I try and make it super collaborative. I think the best "Hey I Love You" music comes out when it's a it's people in a room together just
Yeah.
coming up with stuff. I think that's when the best stuff happens.
I wanna talk a little bit about the music on this record because it goes from fucking it sounds like Refused in 1 second to straight pop punk in another, and, I love that. I mean, I love Refused, I love hardcore, I love metal, and you have, all that stuff in one record, and that keeps it super interesting, you know? Um, so when you're when a record jumps around so stylistically, how do you keep it coherent, like, and pick a lane?
That's always the struggle. Is
Yeah,
like how do you keep it coherent? And the way I look at songwriting is kind of like a puzzle. It's like it's fun to look at it like how can we get from point A to point C? Well, we need a point B in there. What does that
yeah,
sound like? Um, and that's what makes songwriting so fun to me. Is like it's like problem solving. Um, but it the I think it's I'm trying to figure out how to word
yeah,
this.
sure.
But it's we I love the the art of a chorus, you know?
Yeah.
And I think a chorus can do magical things if you have like this is something that Hey Love You does a lot, is like we'll have a song be like not an emo song. But then we get to the chorus and the chorus is like really pop punky emo.
Yeah.
And so like the rest of the song can be whatever it wants to be as long as you have that chorus to come back to. Then it's
Mhm.
like I think that's what really gets like the consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, one of the things I noticed when I'm writing songs is you'll write something, and you'll know something just fits. You'll know exactly, like, it slots in, and you're like, "That's it cannot change now. That's
You feel it.
exactly what
Yeah,
you."
you
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
it.
you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad to hear you say that. So this is the one, studio brain versus live brain. Are those 2 totally different people to you?
Um uh yeah.
Like, when you're writing, like, or recording, you're like, "How's this gonna translate live?" Do you ever think about that? Or do you just write and then figure it out later?
No, like usually what happens is like uh when I'm writing music, I'm already thinking about how it's going to sound recorded and
Yeah.
like what we can do like when we're recording it, like what we can add in the
Uh-huh.
studio version. So usually like but at the same time, like sometimes I'll write a riff and I'll be like, that's gonna be a crazy mosh part. Like people are gonna mosh that part. Um so it's a little bit of both, but most of the time I'm just kind of thinking about the studio. We actually wrote a song called Friend Group from Hell.
Oh yeah,
Um
listen to it. Yeah.
and that song is notorious for us because it's like so fucking hard to play live. um and this is like one of the examples of us like not really even considering what it's going to be like to actually play the songs. um yeah.
So what I wanted to bring in with you and Jeff Rosenstock sort of um vibe is that like you guys, the music can sound like static and joyous, but it's the most nervous fucked up shit you can imagine when it comes to lyrics. So is that something like I mean I mean I love it by the way. I'm not saying fuck that, but I'm just saying that like that's sort of that sort of vibe, and I don't know if you understand me when I'm saying that. So
No,
is
I
that
totally get it.
yeah. Is it something a conscious choice, or is it just like, "This is what I write and this is what I sing?"
No, I appreciate it. That's really nice of you to say.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I think that like I think I have a hard time writing sad music.
Yeah,
Um Chloe, the guitarist of Hey ILY, and I were talking about this. She was like, "You don't really listen to music that's not exciting." And I was like, "You're right. I don't really listen to like sad music that often. Usually I'm listening to like, usually I'm listening to like chaotic or fast or
yeah,
at least upbeat music."
yeah,
Um and that's just kind of what tends to come out of my brain just cuz like that's what I'm listening to at the time. Um but I do think there is a really cool thing to be able to listen to like music that like, oh, I can mosh to this and have fun to this and it
yeah,
doesn't make me sad as fuck until you like look at the lyrics and then you're like, oh, whoa, like there's something deeper going on here. I think that's awesome.
yeah. When I was 17, I really got into Elliott Smith.
Mm,
I think Elliott Smith,
that's so sick.
yeah,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so like, it was different because I used to play in a punk rock band, and I do listen to Elliott Smith, and like now it's just I'm sitting alone in the living room with with an acoustic guitar. Um, but like as I've gotten to be, I guess, a little bit older, I'm getting back to things that are just that move more. So, but of course, Elliott always is a place in my heart and in my
That
arm.
that's awesome. And your arm. Yeah, one of my second all-time favorite band is probably the Microphones.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
they have a lot of moments where they're slow and sweet and folky, and I'm trying to get more into that side of the music.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you ever written something and you're like, I can't, like, I don't want to sing this live because it's too personal.
No, I haven't. I think it's kind of therapeutic for me to write and sing uh, lyrics that are really personal and yeah, it's like that's just kind of like really cathartic for me to be able to be like to experience something like that was bad. And then it's like I'm kind of like telling people about it in a way
Yeah,
when I'm singing that stuff live.
yeah,
And it just makes me feel better, you know?
yeah.
It's just like such a cathartic release of emotions, which is, yeah,
So playing live in front of people, that's a cathartic for you?
it is super cathartic for me.
Yeah,
It's like one of the greatest feelings in the world is being able to be up there on stage and, show people our art and tell people who we are in that way. I think it's really cool.
okay. Any lyrics that made you think my mom is never hearing this one?
I don't really ever think about that,
Yeah, that's a
but
good.
that's
That's the best way to do it. Yeah, don't
maybe
think about
maybe
it.
now I will, but yeah, no, I've never really thought of that before. I don't think she listens to our music. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I think she would listen to our music and be like, "Why is everything weird?"
Yeah, my partner never listens to the podcast I do. Never. She just like knows that I like to do it, and that makes her happy. but
Hey, I respect that.
yeah, and she plays roller derby too, so it's scary if no, never mind. It's nothing. But so looking back at the lyrics on "Hey I Love You," what does that say about headspace you were in? like you said, it took you 2.5 years to write it. Were you like, did you have this going like this will be on this record, or did you, because I know you do other stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, I play in a few other projects.
yeah,
But yeah, mostly I was just angry. I was just angry about a lot of things.
yeah.
When I was writing that record.
I'm still angry
Uh,
too.
I'm a, I think I'm angry now still, but about different things.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was just mostly just upset with people in general, and specific people as well. Um, and I just really needed an outlet and a way to get all of that rage out in a productive way. And so that's what yeah, that's mostly was just when I was going to that record, is just being like, is talking about like, hey, you did something messed up and that sucks because you used to be like a really close friend,
Yeah.
and I don't like how I'm being treated and stuff like that.
So
And then
just rage.
yeah, just rage. And then
Rage.
but also like there's also like some songs where I'm like acknowledging how angry I am, and because I
Yeah.
don't want to be an angry, no one wants to
Yeah.
be an
Yeah.
angry person. And
Yeah.
so it's trying to let go of that. But it's actually funny because like some of the songs on that record are about people who the first EP songs were written about.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So it's like that. It's kind of funny. Like the first two EPs and the first two records are all accidentally kind of tied together because they're all about. That's just what happens when you live in a town like Billings. There's not
Yeah.
really that much people to know.
I mean, it's also as dark as it gets. There's also some humor, like "Pass it by this Morpheus, please," like that record, that song on there. You're like, fuck, but yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, I think it it's I think it's always good to not take yourself super seriously.
Yeah.
Even I mean, and you could approach topics that require sensitivity in a
Hmm.
sensitive way, but still not be like a super huge Debbie Downer about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's always a cool thing to do. Not
Yeah.
always. I think there are some times where like you got to be serious as fuck, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I have a few more fun personal chaos questions coming up. So dream
Yeah.
collaboration, living or dead, no limits, go wild.
Dream collaboration, living
Yeah.
or dead? That's a really great question. I think I would really love to work with Nick Reinhardt.
Yeah. Sure.
Obviously, I love Nick Reinhardt.
Send me an
Um,
email. He might do it, or he might say no way.
right? Um, yeah, I think Nick Reinhardt and I could make something really cool together, but maybe not. On Amanaguchi, I would love to work with.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. Uh, I want to say like my heroes like Jeff Rosenstock, but like I feel like anything he writes, I would just be like, well, that's amazing, and we're just gonna do that.
Have
And
have
I
you have
want
you
to
seen
ask
him
you
live?
like,
Have you seen him live before?
yes, I have twice.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's life affirming. It really is. I saw him in
It
Chicago.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I saw him
really
in
is.
Chicago and Kansas, and I was like, both times it's just so into it. I'm just like, and everyone there is just it's life affirming. Really, is seeing that guy live. Yeah.
It really is life
Uh,
affirming. Yeah.
So outside music, what's really been inspiring you lately?
I when it comes to art, I get really inspired by people around me and just like the people that I interact with a lot.
Hmm.
Which is why like most of our music ends up being about specific people.
Yeah.
But
Do they know that when
it's
they hear the song? Can they tell?
sometimes I think sometimes I'm not very uh secretive
Stealth.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sometimes I can be pretty blunt. And that sometimes has been an issue. But yeah, I get inspired by people I interact with a lot,
Yeah.
and also like obviously video games.
Yeah.
Um yeah, and that's mostly what I get inspired by. I'm trying to, because we're writing our next record right now. I'm trying to write songs about different things. Uh I have a song that we're writing that's about my cat and how much I love my cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit different with it. But
Okay.
yeah, it's been kind of hard, but we'll see.
So vinyl cassette streaming, pick a side.
Oh shit.
You can say
Oof.
CD. Oh, that's CD. That's CD in there too.
If
Because
I had to, I'd probably say CD.
yeah.
streaming is super convenient, but it's also like none of the streamers really are fantastic. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
the thing is, man, like when you stream, it's so the streaming space is also so saturated. Like
Yeah,
when you have that CD, you listen, and also everything's a mix now. So like when you have the CD, I feel like the streaming has killed the art of the album almost in a way. You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I agree
Yeah, yeah,
totally. And there's something to be said about like um the accessibility of streaming
yeah.
versus how it affects how you listen to music. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um, and I would really I think I'm really considering going back to just CDs or like but yeah, if I had to pick, I'd probably say CDs.
Yeah.
I love CDs.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I started buying vinyl like 10 years ago, and I need to stop doing it because I have so much now. I fill up two two IKEA Kallax like 10 by 10 boxes of it, and yeah, I had to listen to everything. I was reorganizing yesterday. I'm like, fuck, I forgot I had these 5 records.
That's
But,
awesome. That's so fucking sick.
um, so most absurd band moment so far.
Oh man, that's a
Yeah, it's a hard
great
one.
question.
Yeah.
Um, I think of absurd things that happened. Uh, we played a venue in October. I'm just trying to, I guess this is like super recent, so that's what made
Hmm.
me think of it. We played a venue in October in New York, and basically every second of that experience was beyond like playing there was it was a great show and there was a lot of people there and we were all having so much fun. But
Yeah.
every other point in that show was just like bad. Like the crew there was like treating us like not how we should be treated.
Hmm.
Like they were like really uncaring and like that sucked like really bad. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like there's got to be something crazy that happened. Um to me like the craziest thing is when we get followed by bands that I really fucking like. Um like, do you know Jordan Mason and the Horse Museum, I believe?
I don't know them.
They made a record called Divorce Lawyers, I Shaved My Head that I was really into,
Yeah.
in 2020, and, I think like, a few years ago, they just out of nowhere followed us on Instagram, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Like,
losing your mind. Yeah.
yeah, that was crazy. Sam Ray from Teen Suicide followed us. That was, like, world breaking to me because like Teen Suicide was like the first lo-fi like noisier band that I ever got into. So that was
Yeah.
like a fucking like surreal moment. We held a Smash Bros Ultimate competition
Fuck yeah, you
that that was
did.
that was really cool, but like the whole like it was weird. Like we had to do like this really roundabout way of even being able to because we started it and we were like immediately like wait this isn't working and we had to like troubleshoot for like an hour.
Yeah.
um yeah, we haven't really had that many crazy no okay,
Okay.
so this is actually I actually thought of something, and I don't want to sound not grateful because
Sure, yeah.
I'm grateful anytime we get a place to stay for
Oh,
free.
yeah, 100%, yeah.
But there is this I can't remember where it was. um Maybe it was in Kansas City? I think it was in Kansas City actually when we played there. But we stayed with someone who I really didn't meet before or anything, which
Yeah,
is usually fine, I don't really care.
yeah.
But, and their house was lovely and it was a super and everything was great. But we got to where we were sleeping and, uh, we were just like, "What is that cat litter smell?" Like, it smells impossibly like, it went beyond, like, just, like, a stinky litter box. Like, it was, like,
Yeah.
crazy, and we were like, "What?" We didn't even see a cat, like, "What the fuck is this smell?" Um, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold up," and I opened the closet door, and in they were just using, like, their closet as a litter box, like, the
Oh
entire
my
thing.
fucking god.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck? Like, there was just, like, litter, and it hadn't like, there was, like, poop and pee just, like,
Yeah.
in the closet, just all over the floor, and I was like because, like, the rest of the house was pretty clean. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" So that was probably the craziest thing that's happened, uh, to "Hey, I Love You," I think. We've had a pretty we also sorry, this is just coming to me,
Yeah, no worries.
but we were on the way home from a tour one summer, and we were probably like 6 hours away from home. We were basically already there. And the van that we were driving, the alternator shit out.
Oh.
Um, and the AutoZone was like, well, we can give you an alternator, but we can't put it in today because we're about to close. So we're like, fuck it, whatever. So there were some members of the band, and they put the alternator in. Uh, it was mostly Steven. Shout out Steven.
Yeah.
He put the alternator in, like, basically just himself, like, in the parking lot of the AutoZone. It was absolute insanity. That was really funny. That sucked.
So, and also, if you're in Kansas City, I'll house you guys. I had 2 cats, but we actually use litter
We love
boxes.
cats. Thank
Okay,
you. I
good.
appreciate that.
Yeah, so just, reach out to me, send me an email, make sure that my wife knows you guys will be there. Um,
Hell yeah.
so, what's your favorite city to play? Like, besides St. Paul and Billings, like, is there a city you can't wait to go back to?
I love Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago is always really great to us. Um, Chicago was fantastic. There is a specific venue in Indianapolis called the Healer.
Mhm.
Um, and like we've never had like an amazing show there, but the venue is just so, it's like an art exhibit as a venue. Like, it's so
Nice.
crazy. I can't even, you'll have to Google it. It's like indescribable, but
What's it
it's
called again?
the Healer.
The Healer. Okay.
Yeah, it's in this weird, like, strip mall. It's like this weird abandoned strip mall. And you're like, "What the fuck is this?" But, like, literally the first time we showed up, we're like, "Is this the right place?" But it's just amazing. Yeah, it's a beautiful venue.
Awesome.
Yeah, so probably Chicago, I'd say.
Okay. So, man, I'm gonna ask you the big question of the show. What are you jamming?
That's a great question. I listened to a lot of music this year. I discovered a band called Johnny Foreigner in like
Uh-huh.
the very late 2023, and ever since then they've been like my favorite number one band. I'm constantly listening to them, no matter what else I'm listening to at the time. But this year I listened to a lot of heavier, chaotic music, like a lot of grindcore. I discovered Pig Destroyer.
Oh, yes.
They were super huge for me. I love Pig Destroyer. I'm actually wearing Missouri Executive Order 44. Um,
Yeah,
from Kansas
so
City, I think.
yeah, so, here's what's happening. I'm seeing, agriculture at the end of January. I'm supposed to talk to them at some point. We've been talking trying to get a schedule together, but they're playing with that band in Kansas City, so
That's gonna be crazy because that agriculture record is so awesome that just
Central
came out.
Sound is so fucking good, dude.
So
It's
crazy.
so stupid good. I've been telling everyone I know to check it out, and, finally they do, and they're like, "I'm sorry I slept on it." I'm like, "You need" yeah, the new record's killer.
But yeah, that's a great band. But yeah, Missouri Executive Order 44 has
Mhm.
been, I saw them uh earlier this year, and ever since then they've just been my favorite band. They were my number one most listened to band this year.
Awesome.
No, I'm sorry, number two. Johnny Foreigner was my number one. But yeah, they're I love that band so much. We have a new song that we just recorded that is basically our attempt to sound like Missouri Executive Order. So I'm really excited for that to come out.
Yeah,
There's a band, and this is the band that I was talking about when I said they have a following
yeah.
here, like specifically here in the Twin Cities, that's very devoted, called Anita Velveeta.
Mhm.
Um, and they have a record out that just came out this year. And I'm a little bit biased because the drummer for Anita Velveeta, Ben, is the drummer for Hey I Love You. But it's it's called Liquid Gold, and it's just such a, it's like indescribable. It's like new metal. There's a lot of breakcore, there's a lot of emo riffs,
Yeah.
there's some slam riffs. It's insane. There's parts that sound like, it's like they'll go from like a crazy slam metal riff to like this really like bumping like house music type thing. It's such like, I don't know, you gotta check it out. It's like
Yeah.
indescribably good. So I listened to that a lot. Um, yeah, and yeah, mostly just I got way into grindcore, Dead in the Hole, another amazing band.
Yeah.
I went through in 2019, I went through a huge black metal phase. And this year I kind of went back into it.
Yeah.
You mentioned Ghost Bath. I love
Yeah,
Ghost Bath.
I talked to Dennis tomorrow,
So
from Ghost
sick.
Bath. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him about living in Minot, North Dakota. So
Hell yeah.
let's see what the scene's like there.
That's gonna be so sick.
Yeah.
I love I love Deaf Heaven, obviously.
Oh yeah, dude, who the fucking does, man? Like that was a band that brought me into black metal. Like I knew black metal. I knew friends that listened to like the yeah, like borderline. Is that racist? And then
Yeah,
and then yeah, Death Heaven came along. And you're like, okay, there are lots of people that hate Death Heaven because they're not cult enough. But I fucking love Death Heaven, dude.
I love
And,
Deaf Heaven
uh,
so much.
uh,
There's a band called Sadness. That's a really great black
mhm,
metal band. Black Gaze, I guess.
yeah,
Um,
that's where it's at nowadays. Though the Black Gaze we can listen to.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also have been listening to mostly the last week. I've been listening to a lot of Coheed and Cambria,
Oh
which
yeah.
they were like my favorite band when I was 17. But
Hmm.
I haven't listened to them since then. But I, the podcast Hard Lore just did an interview with Claudio Sanchez,
Yeah.
from Coheed and Cambria, and that made me kind of rediscover Coheed and Cambria. And I'm like, this is why I love this band, because the guitar playing is so sick. The melody, they're like
They
if
are
Rush was an emo band. This is
yeah.
amazing.
They're gods at their instruments. So
It's so good.
what's your favorite Coheed record?
Probably Good Apollo. As
Oh yeah,
that's the
I'm
one
a
I'm listening to.
I'm a I'm a flip flop between that and keeping secrets, just because
Yeah.
I'm that guy. But like I remember trying to learn how to play and keeping secrets. I just can't do it, dude. It's so fucking hard to play for me.
It's fucking hard, and it's crazy is because like, Claudio will play a lot of those crazy ass riffs and sing at the same time, and he's
I
like,
know, like he's the lead guitar, but he's singing. Like, how the fuck does he do that? You know?
yeah, and his vocal lines aren't easy to sing either. Like,
Yeah,
when I'm writing a hard part that I'll have to sing over, I'll usually just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna sing one note. And I'm like, la
yeah,
la la. He's like,
yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's got that voice like Rush, that like Eddie Lee.
So
Any,
good.
anything else you got that you want to talk about?
Um, honestly, I think that's mostly it.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Yeah, Lonely Ghost is constantly putting out. This is the label that we're
Yeah,
signed
yeah,
to.
sure. Hmm.
They're constantly putting out like weird internet bangers that I'm constantly jamming. The Merrier, Hudera, Nyx, uh, just a bunch of great bands. Just check out the Lonely Ghost label. It's full of
Okay.
heavy hitters, ultra deluxe,
I
fantastic stuff.
mean, I really want to thank you for talking to me. I had a great time talking to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. This has been super great. Whenever I am able to talk about art, I it's just a really cool thing that I get really stoked on. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for giving me that space and talking with me. This has been like probably one of my favorite interviews ever. So
Hey, man. Yeah, and next time you have Rick, we'll connect again, talk more about music.
hell yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to. Hell yeah. Well,
All right,
thank
man.
you.
Peace out, and then I'll just stop and we'll talk a little bit afterwards. But
Hell yeah.
all right, big thanks to Kid for Hey ILY for talking to me. Dude's my homie, has the couch whenever he needs it. We ran the gamut. He's musical journey from Billings to St. Paul, influences from Gorillaz to underground emo, favorite gear, songwriting quirks, live show chaos, even some Nintendo core weirdness that makes our songs so fun but sneaky dark. We're closing with Feel Good Forever in the background, the perfect reminder that music is messy, cathartic fun, and a little bit all at once. Now I want to know, what are you jamming? Send me a message, comment on the post, or just send me an email, whatayoujammingpodcast@gmail.com, or find me on the street. I'll listen. I'm Chris Owen, this is What Are You Jamming, and thanks for listening. Catch you guys next time.